Well, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, and it's a new life for this tree. We are, I say we, I am, back again. About to get started some more. Let's do this. So here's the pine as it stands now today. I have put it into this new pot. I slit potted this. If you remember from the very first video, we had that large space off to the side where a rock was. Actually, it was on this side over here where this former branch used to be. You may not be able to see it through the moss, but there was a large section over here that had no roots. That's because the rock was there. The minute I removed the rock and looked at this, I realized that I could remove that section while still safely being able to put this pine into a pot. The reason I had done that is because the pot itself was tilted at a very strong angle, and that made watering much more difficult. I would have to lay the pot down flat, water it, let it drain, then lift it back up again. And that can be a problem having to do that multiple times. I washed soil away, and that wasn't good. I did like the ability for this to be stable in a new pot. One of the things about this pot though is that it's very, very deep. It was deep enough to account for that mass of roots that were once flat and then got angled, and they are now down in the pot somewhere down in this area here. With it being in this new pot, I do want to iterate that this is not the exact angle of the tree. This could stand to be lifted up a little bit more, but again, I just had to deal with what I had. And you may ask, why did I not put this into a different pot altogether? Well, this is the one I had on hand. I could have built a box. I did not have time, but it suffices for now, and I'm happy with it. So once this new pot comes in, it's going to look a whole lot better and probably be angled a little bit more like that. This pine has been growing very strongly. What you see mostly is the new flush of growth, this year's flush. I have thinned some of the needles out. Doing that, I removed many of the needles coming off the bottom, last year's needles from the bottom, as well as the top sections, while leaving several clusters around the sides. And what this does is it allows the new buds to be produced where these needle bases, these old needle bases, remain. You'll see some little buds starting to pop up here and there. Those will be for next year. Once these needles have finished hardening off, probably late summer, I will go ahead and I'll remove all of the old needles, just leaving this year's flush of growth. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video on this pine. It's been a journey for me as well as I hope for you, and maybe you've learned a couple of things just as I have been learning a couple of things. I would like to thank James of Beam for the music. James is a student of mine at Virginia Tech's Industrial Design program, and I was very thankful to have that music, very creative talent. I know many of you may have not liked that music, but It felt good. I listened to all sorts of things. Appalachia is full of flavors. If you have music that you would like to see maybe me use in a video, send me a link, SoundCloud, something like that. And then I will do the best that I can to incorporate it into a video. Find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook, and like and subscribe because there is more to come. Thanks for watching.